This is a drum part by Stan Lynch. Day 3 of me working on these exercises. I like to break them down this way, not only for myself, but then hand this video to a student and say, hey, work on these 5 different exercises. It used to be 4. It's 5 now. And it'll really unlock the drum part for American Girl. So if you guys want to support the channel, if you need the sheet music, become a member at musicbythemeasurespro.com. We appreciate your guys' support. And I'm just going to jump in and do exercise number 1. I'll probably break them down again for you guys and for me, because not everyone watches every video, so it's good to do it again. It's good for me to even do it again and get a better understanding every time. All right, first things first. I got to think about one thing. Let's move that down just a little bit. All right, slow tempo. Trying to get these 16th notes on exercise 1. So 1 and 2 E and 3 and Doesn't seem like it'd be that hard for me. Just playing it perfectly in time though, and getting those 16th notes to live where they have to. It's just hard. All right, let's hear that fast that tempo is. 2 and 3. So a little bit slower. 1 and maybe a little faster. 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 E and 3 and There we go. 3 and 4 E and and 2 E and 3. Cool. So I think we're ready to track some. My expectations on day 3 are like, oh, I got to tighten this up. And some of it's just, you know, get it better. Hopefully I don't have to do a day 4, but chances are I'm going to have to, because 55, 70, and 80 might be okay. Their tempo's around there. But you know, 100 is, I'm not gonna be able to play. I'm not gonna be able to get that in my head at this point. Okay. So not in time, but that's okay. Sometimes I feel like my 16th notes are a little out of time. Let's do one with just hi-hat. And 3. Try to tighten it up, or see if my 16th notes are getting long, which they probably are. My kick just, you know, it drags a little bit. Or I can't own that rhythm yet. And 2 E and So there's some good ones in there, some bad ones. Just gotta do a couple more. We'll listen back. It's okay. Let's listen. So this is what I love about these tracking videos. The feedback I get by listening to myself tells me more than anything else does. Like, what I perceived was that was an okay take. But reality is maybe I was a little bit off, and it sharpens your ear to continue to listen back at how you actually sound versus doing a 45-minute, an hour-long practice session and having no real idea, like, was that good? What were my markers? Did I play with metronome at all? Am I able to tell if I'm in time? Those kinds of things. Random stuff. How's your day from Canada going? We're celebrating 4th of July here. I think you guys had Canada Day yesterday. I think I saw that post. Maybe if I'm wrong, but how are you guys doing up north? I'm in Michigan, so I'm not that far from you. Depending. So the best one we're going to do 2 more just to try to lock stuff in before we go to faster tempos, but otherwise I'm happy with that one. Oops. All right, let's jump in again. The beginning of that one definitely started tight. Then I kind of thought about stuff. Dude, this is a great drum beat. So here's the actual beat that's used in the song. So I got a little excited. I've had a lot of caffeine today. So I had a couple days off this week, and I've just been drinking caffeine and recording shit. Happy 4th, happy Canada Day. See, we can get along. We could all get along. So the actual beat for American Dream, American Girl, American Dream's another great song by the Heartbreakers. The actual beat that we're kind of like lifting an exercise out of is this. Great beat. Now, my problem is playing at 115 is not possible yet. Taught this a lot in lessons. But I give, like, here's an example. I'll be breaking it down and go 1. I don't have it in front of me, but I'd break it down in a slow way, and I'd just work with the student. And, you know, lessons in my mind aren't about me playing. They're about the student playing, showing examples. So basically, I need to work on my drum skills. That's what we're doing. Okay, 2 more of that one. See if we can lock that in. That one wasn't perfect with the metronome, but it was still a pretty good take. I felt like I had good flow to it. And then I fall apart. I felt like I had a weird approach on that one. This is the one that I thought was a good start, at least, and maybe the whole thing is good. I feel like usually the first 2 measures I take a bit to get into groove, get into time with the click. Now it's like the first 2 measures are locked in. I lose it by the 3rd measure. 3rd measure, I start thinking like, hey, what measure am I on? Much better. Little rush there. Get out of time at that last little bit, but let's take that metronome out. Just give it a listen and see if it has enough of a groove that I can quantize back into time. So far, so good. Little slow down there. And then I accent that kick for some reason. fall off a little bit on the fourth measure. I'm going to call that good. I'm not going to do that tempo again. I'm going to have restraint, which is new for me. Again, the feedback of like starting to hear where you're at in time. And you're only going to get that experience from tracking. And I know this lesson, and I don't do it. So I'm forcing myself to do these live. Uncomfortable. I'm not a great drummer. But it's just doing it and getting that feedback from myself, what I'm listening to. Not feedback from you, but I appreciate that as well. I know this works on every instrument, though. We used to do it, Nick and I, who works, we both own Music by the Measures together. I lost my train of thought. Oh, we used to do it with vocal takes all the time. You just record yourself, get that feedback. And it made us way better, and then we just stopped doing it. So you gotta, be smart about your practice. All right, exercise number 2. 1 and 2 and. This is us teaching our brain the backbone of what this beat's going to be. All right. I think we can jump in and just record this one. If I left the metronome on. Not great. Not terrible. Now, I'm playing all those fine, but I'd like to be tighter. So we'll just do a couple more. 3 and 4 and. Felt the end was really, really good. Again, I just didn't start the measure great. I just cannot start that measure well. Let's listen to the one that I think was halfway decent. I think it was this one. I think it was this one. This one maybe. So no, I just not in time. Maybe it was this one. Ugh. Started just on the money. See, and then I start locking in. Listen to one more. Just ahead of that. Okay. We can do better than that. Let's just do one from scratch. Make sure that I'm hearing that 8th note as I click in. That's kind of what I'm trying to do, is hear that groove and then start. That's okay, though. We'll get it this time. So we're now at the point where I'm spending too much time on this one. I think that one was good enough. A little rushed in the first measure, but sounded like it started in time. The click wasn't in time. Ooh. I cut a measure and just loop it. That's good enough. If that was my sticking point, I'd probably spend more time on it. But I know these 16th notes are really the bigger issue. That's just me being dumb. Which you can be dumb sometimes. All right, exercise number 3. We got one and a. One and a 2 and 3 and a 4. Don't rush the 16th note like I like to. Bum, ba da da da. 1 and a 2 and 3 and a 4. Let's hear 55. 1 and a 2 and 3 and a 4 and 1 and a. And a 2 and 3 and a 4 and. So now my 16th notes on the kick are late. I think we could just track this though and start listening back. Definitely could have been tighter, but relatively in time. Sometimes, again, that 16th note's pressing really close to that next downbeat. Why'd I exit that snare at the end? It was overall good. I could always replace that snare hit. I just like asked myself when I was done, like, why'd you accent that? You knew it was a good take. This isn't a downbeat again. I do like how actually there's people watching, so it normalizes me talking to myself. Right? Because if the cameras weren't on, I'd still be talking like this, mostly. This is good for me. And really the little bit of flamminess flams with this the click isn't too bad. A metronome out. Nice. A little slow down there. But I find the pocket again. Good stuff. Again, I just remember like listening back to drum tracks 10 years ago in my band Lamech and being like, I don't know what the fuck's going on here. Like there's a lot of like notes and shit. Now I'm starting to hear like where everything fits. And like yesterday, Zach and the band Lamech, which Nick is in as well, we jammed and I heard the drums differently by just playing drums a lot. Like it was more interactive for us to play together. All right, exercise number 4, which is a new one. It used to be different. Exercise 4 became exercise 5, but it's now exercise 4, and nobody has to know anything different. So we got, this one's fun. I practiced this one today when I wrote it down, and it's a little interesting. It looks a little weird, mostly because we're taking all those hi-hats out on the 1, the 2, the 3, the 4. Yeah. So we got 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and 1 E and now that I can kind of do, but the minute we put metronome with it, it'll be a little interesting. Let's just hear 55. 2 E and 3 and 4 E and 1 and 1 and 2 E and 3 and 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and shoot. So that's a really fun exercise to play. That beat is common. I've heard that in a lot of songs before. I've taught that in songs before. All right, we're going to spend some time counting, and then we'll try it with the exercise. So this is definitely going to be a 4-parter, right? And I might just have to, I don't know, work on my own time as well on this. One E and let's do 55. I don't know why I'm trying to speed it up. 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 1 E and 2 E and starting to try to hear it more than anything else, because as we get to these faster tempos, I'm not gonna be able to count that. Sorry, it's showing me an error. Let me just I think it's fine. Little break while we're seeing if things are working. All right, let's click that out for a bit. We'll just record though, because maybe I'll start 1 and 2 E and 3 and 4 E and 1 and 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and 1 E and 4 E and 1 E and so if you're a better drummer than me, that will not be that big of an issue at 55. For me, it is. So we just got to jump back on that horse. We'll do some more clicking. One and E and 3 and 1 and E and 3 and 1 and 2 E and 1 E and 2 E. This is good. This is good stuff, because it's hard. And 2 E and 3 and 4 E and. It actually was the idea, so by far the best I've done. Is just not that good, which is, first time doing it. You're not gonna be good at first. Just trying to listen back and see, like, is that actually good? Did I rush those 16th notes like crazy? There we go, lock it in now. Little fall out. Better than I thought. First two measures were probably keepable. All right, let's do it again. I have no comment. shit fuck. Excuse my language. It was really, really good. Like I was in a groove, maybe. But those last two measures, I fell off the track. Mm-hmm. You heard me. I started speeding up. And then got really flammy. First two measures are I think, mostly what we want. Maybe I'll do a couple, like, sticking ones. And I'm fine, like, doing 3 more and then moving on. When I practiced earlier today, I actually practiced before this live for one of the first times ever. Usually I just jump in and do these, and sometimes the result's mixed. I noticed that by playing 4, it tightened me like crazy to do number 5, and 5 was just the 16th notes were tight. So even sometimes, and I know this from my own playing, like this exercise may not come together. You know, I'm tracking these. I'm trying to get a perfect one so I can release it as a separate video. But even if this exercise doesn't get perfect, it still serves its purpose. Like, it still makes you understand 16th notes better with your kick. So, and kind of slicing that in with the rhythm. That's a technique all in of itself. All right. 2 more. One and a, 2 E and 3 and a. 1 and a, 3 and a. One and a, 2 E and 3 and 4. We'll just try to jump in. No. One and a, 2 E and 1 and a, E and 1 and a, 1 and a. That was really close. I'd use that one if I can't get a better one. That one had some good stuff in it too. A lot of what we need to do long term by doing these, we need to grow consistency. The fact that I can play it a little bit, but I change my foot technique, and that's enough to throw my rhythm off. Just it'll be doing 100 of these, and you guys will see the progression. Like somebody who really isn't that great of a, I wouldn't even consider myself a drummer at this point. I really don't. I mean, I can play some beats. I can, for a student, I can break something down and disseminate it so he can understand it, but. I don't play drums. I'm not a drummer. Click wasn't in time. That's good. That was nice. Sharp. Little sloppy. You hear that wobbling. But you also hear me recover. And that's the key. Let's listen to this one. I think that last one's usable. Otherwise, I'm going to keep doing these for the rest of my life. Now, this is tight, but I know I fall off the rails as well. heard me start to flam? You hear that tension between what the click is playing with what I'm playing. Other than that, it was a good take. Let's take the metronome out and listen to the one before it. It was a good take that wasn't in time. It sounds even better without metronome. It's always nice when you listen back to something you did and it actually sounds like music. Actually sounds like the instrument you're playing. All right, exercise number 5. Now I know we're only 30 minutes in. We've barely started. We're going to go for a while. Got nothing else going on. It's 4th of July. We're doing American Girl. Very fitting. All right, exercise 5 is really just the first half of the beat that we'll learn. One and up. Again, by doing exercise number 4, it really locks you in. You might be a good enough drummer, and maybe even like teaching yourself, you might get it quicker than I do. Well, then jump to number 4 and just really get that, but do it with the metronome. Challenge yourself. Do it with and without metronome. All right, let's hear 55. 1, 2 E and 3 and a 4 and 1 and a 2 and 3 and a 4. Some reason I think that's easier than exercise number 1. All right, let's jump in. Not in time. 4 and 1 and a 2 E and 3. Very close to what the idea should be. Just played poorly by me. But crush that first metronome beat, and then a little shaky. I was trying to find that groove. I wasn't hearing it. And especially falling apart right there. But sometimes the best thing to do is be like, I can't hear the groove. Listen to yourself that you just recorded. Sometimes you'll hear like, oh, I know what I'm doing wrong. I don't know what I'm doing wrong, but same thing, just falling off the metronome. Ugh. Cool, let's do more. Now, that was a pretty damn good take, as far as I'm concerned. Slow, but it felt good. Felt pretty solid. Maybe some dragging on the 16th notes or rushing. I don't know, one of those two things. But other than that, it felt good. It felt like a good start. I'm in a good way, a good murder. I murder that downbeat of 1. Again, shouldn't be impressive, but if you watch like Drum Live number 1, I couldn't do this shit. We're only on like 30 or something, or 20 or something. Hear me drag just a little bit. And then I get out of time. I might be willing to make that one work. You definitely hear it, right? That slow down. Listen from 3 to 4. I must put the brakes on. I'm going to try to use that one. Worst case scenario, I come back later and redo these. Okay, beat at slow tempo. This is taking me a long time. I can see that, but I'm not learning the song. I'm learning the skill set. I'm learning how to play this kind of stuff. So that's the difference between learning the song. I mean, you got to do that to learn the song. All right. I like to rush this open hi-hat. 1 and now, this is my third video, I think, maybe fourth. I don't know. Third. I think third. That's played really nicely now just by working on those exercises. Like, it works. It works. You just have to do it. And if you start from a lower skill set, it's going to take you longer. I start from like a 5, no, probably a 4 out of 10. All right. We should probably hear what 55 is. 2 E and 3 and 4 and 5. So other than rushing that 4, which I'm doing quite a bit, it's good. And 3 and 4. There's some really good things in there. Not worth stopping at this point. We'll do 2 more at least. I forgot how to play it. Let's just see if we're on the right track. Maybe this one. I feel like that one was perfectly in time. Really making sure that I'm not rushing the 4 end. Because it's not only the 4 that I'm a little early on, then I'm early on the end, and then I'm early getting into the beat. Or the start again. Little flammy. Could have lived with that one. Ooh. Fall off completely. Okay, let's listen to the one before that. Not bad. Not great. So that last 4. The last 2. All right, let's just do 2 more. And 4 and 1 and 2 E and Probably the best throughout so far, but a little bit over there on the metronome. Not terrible there. And I recovered. Sloppy. Really bad. All right. We're going to move on. I'm not going to beat a dead horse right now. I'd rather try to push for fast tempos, see if I can make those work. If I can't make those work, then I'll redo them. All right. Faster tempo. So we're doing 70. We're going to do exercise number 1 at 70. These may happen. These may not happen. I had stuff there before I deleted it because I added the new exercise. And I was like, it's better to start over. And nothing was a keeper. There were some that were close. So we'll see. We'll see how 70 goes. 70 might just be a really hard work. And then tomorrow or Saturday we'll come back and do better. Always try to do a little bit better. All right. Let's hear this tempo. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Or you could just play it really good. I mean, and who knows? Maybe you're just getting better. Maybe it's just the fact that it's a faster tempo. It's easier. I don't believe that though. Fast tempos are hard. You got to slice it right. That felt good. It sounded good. Let's track it. See if I can do it while the red light's on. Other than the first measure. One into 2 and 3. We'll listen back. We'll see where we're at. Every once in a while, you can hear those kicks pushing my hi-hat out of time. 1 and a 2 and 4. Oops. 1 and a 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and a. My hi-hat gets delayed. 1 and a. So that's just a battle. Let's listen to. I thought the first one sounded pretty good. So sloppy there. Little recovery. Meh. This one's not even a full take. Mm-hmm. Best one by far, so, but that doesn't say much. And then it's bad. So, very much what we're talking about with maintaining. Now, again, the cool thing to see is like, these don't have to get perfect. I need to get them perfect to do, the video. You guys don't need to get it perfect. You just keep on working this and then eventually be able to play that beat fine. I fell apart at the end. We're going to do at least one more, maybe 2. I don't think it's getting better, guys. Let's listen to the last two. I think I'm doing something weird with my 16th notes. Just moving them. Three and a 4 E-N. Yeah, I'm definitely sometimes delaying them a little, almost like swinging them. It's just more a rhythmic deficiency. We're just gonna move on. We did enough takes. If it's not coming together after that many takes, put your time in. Move on. 2 and. Perfect other than the first measure. And I missed a hi-hat. Let's listen to this one. I might have flammed on measure number 1. This is good enough. Yeah, okay, good. Yeah, if this was for an actual recording, it'd be a different story. All right, exercise number 3. It's your tempo. 1 and a 2 E and 3 and 4 and 1 and a 2 and 3 and a 4 and 1 and a 2, 2 and 3 and a 4 and 1 and a. Oh, I'm doing that. 1 and a 2 and 1 and a 2 and 1 and a 2. There we go. All right, I sped it up a little bit, but let's. And a 2 and see, I'm doing it again. 1 and a 2 and 3 and a 4 and 1 and a 2 and. See what happens. Oh, I have an extra beat. Better, but not consistent. So it's that first measure that really gets me more than anything else. Do one more and then I'm moving on no matter what. That one didn't count. making the decision. We're moving on. I really have to tighten up those 16th notes. All right. So as we keep on going to faster tempos, it might come together. It might coalesce. Like all this stuff might just happen. But we might get the result that we just had on number 3, where it's like, ooh, it's starting to get worse. It's not coming together, which is fine. About 50 minutes in my mind, like these sessions should be about an hour. You start burning out at the end of an hour, it's time to call it. All right, so faster tempo for 1E and 2E and 3E and can play it there, but as soon as we put that metronome in, 2E and 3 and 4E and 1 and 2, 1 and E and 3 and E and. Now, here's the reality. Like, maybe I should have started with 70s and then recorded 55s. Because when I'm done playing all these 70s, if I go back to 55, I don't know if I have the endurance tonight to do that. But if I went back to 55, I'd probably nail every single one of these exercises. Because you've already, attempted them at a faster tempo. Excuse me. And so, you already know the idea. You go back to that slower one, it's going to be more relaxed. Like I said. We'll see how much. We'll see what wherewithal I have. We're in 4. It's not too bad. One and 2 E and 3 and 4 E and. Oh, just getting that second one in there in time. One and 2 E and 3 and 4 E and. So what we're gonna try a minute. Let's test this little theory out. We're gonna go back to exercise number 4 on the slower tempo and just see if I can nail the shit out of that. Let's just listen to our last exercise number 4. See how bad it was. The click wasn't even in time. So this isn't that bad. It's not perfectly in time. So let's just see. Let's see if we can do better than that. And then let's jump back to we'll just try something different, because we're at the point of, an hour in where I start getting mentally fatigued. And if I don't change something up, I'm going to be done in 5 minutes. Well, I'd rather do 15, 20 more minutes. And this might be a good use of our time. So let's shore up number 4, and then we'll jump to the faster tempo. We'll do 3 in a row. I'm going to try to not talk. If I feel like it's close, I might listen back, but try to shut my mouth. And it wasn't terrible. Much easier than it was before. One E and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 E and 3 and 3 E and try it. Better. Not as tight as I'd like it to be. Not as effortless either. Really rushing that 1 and 2 E and 3 and 1 and There were good moments in there. We're gonna do one more. Then we're gonna jump to that faster tempo. That one was really close to being good. Just wasn't though. And 2 E and 3 and better than I thought. Ooh. Spoke a little too soon. Let's listen for measure 3. Again, probably fixable. I flam and then just pull apart more from it. All right, but we're going to stay with what we said we're going to do. So we're going to move on. We're going to move back to exercise number 4 at 70. And I recommend this for you guys in your own practice too. If you're like running stuck on something, change it up. Make it fun. If it's not fun, you're not going to keep doing it. I legitimately can't see. I think that's 3. Maybe this. We'll listen. We'll listen to what beat this is. I can't see it from here. That was 3. This is clearly 4. Took me a minute to even like hear that and like. I had to start counting to get back in time. When I did though, it was tight after that. It just did not start tight at all. Three and a 4 and 1, 2. Let's make sure I click in. Pretty damn good. It wasn't that, but I mean, it was close. There is some definite falling apart, but like I'm playing it tighter. And again, going just between different tempos. Little metronome separation. I'm just going to use that one. I think that's close enough. All right, let's do number 5. I can always redo them if they're not. So same thing. We're going to do 5. Hopefully 5 comes together. Hopefully it's awesome. But if it's not, I'm going to jump back to the slow 5, and maybe I'll get that at least. So I'm at least leaving the session with a couple more things done, especially since I've deleted everything. All right, tempo. 3 and 4 and 1. Let's mute. And a 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and a. Cool. Again, if I had 4 hours a day to commit to drums and I only did that, I'd get good quicker, obviously. But it's how you practice is as important as practicing. So like the way that we're doing things lately, or I've been doing things lately, are just changing how I play completely. Now I still have a lot of work to do. You can hear it. Like it should take me 20 takes to knock this out at this slow tempo, but in 6 months it's not going to. 6 months it's going to be like sight read, boom, done. All right, 70. I'm just gonna jump in. 2 and 3, 1 and. I don't. Why am I stopping that? That didn't ring out. Not great, not bad. One and up. Let's listen to the first one. Maybe that was good. Did I even click in? Parts of it were good, then you just stumble. Parts of it were pretty bad. Oh, but right, we might go back to the other one. So let's just stumble. Let's screw it. 2 in a row, stumbling. Then we're going to jump back to the slow tempo and see if we can nail it. There's some elongation of my 16th note that's happening. I have to really make sure at 1 and a 2 E and 3 and a 4 E and 1 and a. It happens on the first beat, but then I can't hold it. I just don't have the skill set yet. And takes a lot of my concentration to do that, and it shouldn't. I'm not going to make you guys or myself suffer through one more of those. We're going to jump back to the old one. We're going to try it. We're going to see what we get. Now I have to find it because again, that's beat. So this would be 5. Listen to where we were at this slow tempo. So far, I don't have to redo this one. You hear that. That one's like mostly usable in my mind. We're just gonna do two a minute and just see if that will help me tighten up, and then we'll jump to do 70. Do the exact same thing with beat, and then I'm calling it done because I'm getting to the place where I'm tired. Yeah, 2 more. Garbage in the beginning, okay at the end. want to do one more. We are going to do one more because I feel like I'm so close to holding that and keeping that really tight. Missed my click. Man, there was some slop in there, but it's really close to where I need to be as a drummer. Again, at 55, you know. I'm not playing a concert tomorrow, clearly. You hear some slight tempo variations, but for the most part. Oh yeah, a little sloppy there. Take the metronome out, just see if it has enough of potential to be in time. Speed up. Slow down. And a 2 end. For me, that's pretty freaking decent. We're gonna do one more. Get to the place where I'm stubborn now too. Oh shit, fuck. I hope I didn't delete that one. I don't think I did, but I definitely hit a button. So damn close. That first measure just couldn't find it. Guys, it's starting to get worse. Let's listen to that last one. There's good stuff in there for sure, like throughout. Just might just be getting tired. I think here's where I come. Still a little sloppy though. Little lot sloppy. I slowed down too much. I think my head's not in the game, but we're going to finish what we started because it's just going to help us. So we're going to jump. This might seem dumb, but like it's going to make tomorrow easier. I don't know if I have time tomorrow to track, but the next day that I track, it's going to make it easier. Even though it's punishment right now, you know, it's going to pay dividends. All right. 5 at 70. So we'll see. We'll see how that does. We're just going to jump right in. 3 and a 4 and 1 and a 2 and 3. Jump in this time. Damn, that was close. My rhythm deficiencies of my right hand doesn't want to keep a solid eighth note. 1 and 2 and... Yeah, I should be able to do this. I mean, this is exercise number 1 if I just do kicks, but... Sometimes it just gets a little bit out of time. I need to do those slower tempos longer. We can listen to that one, though. It's pretty close. Well, maybe I was right. Ah! Ah! First two measures are exactly what I need. We're going to do two more. Two more. Unless it's just shit. If it's shit, I'm going to go to the beat. And 4. 1 into 2 E and. It might be crap. 1 into 2 E and 3 into. We're calling that crap. Just moving on. All right. Beat at faster tempo. 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 1 and we just might not have it anymore, which is fine. It's my third live of the day. Having a good time, but sometimes you just run out of gas. Let's try. We're going to do two more. Two more in slow tempo. We'll listen back to that one. It wasn't great. It wasn't good. Don't know why we'll listen to it, but let's click in time. I'm going to do at least one more. I'm going to try to recover from playing like crap. Not the worst. I mean, that end was just atrocious, but played better throughout. I wouldn't be upset if we had a measure I could copy and paste at this point. That was probably close. It really was. It felt good. No, it felt as good as it's been, which isn't saying a lot. So, sloppy on the metronome for sure. Very sloppy there. Yeah, it seems like I'm maintaining for more measures, so that's good. I mean, again, I should be able to play 4 measures in a row, but just one little ba-da-da-da. That's totally just my hi-hat not knowing how to fall in the right spot. All right, we're almost done, guys. Done is, I guess, relative because... All right, where's beat? All right, slow tempo beat, and then I'm going to call it a night and work on some different projects or projects for my band. So, but it's been a really good session. Like, this has been enjoyable. Yeah, good skill set stuff. Let's hear the slow tempo. 3 and 4 and 1 and up. That's a great trick, though. Play it faster than you're going to have to record it, then record it at a slow tempo. You know, kind of get that anxiety out of that faster tempo. Go to the slow tempo. Now, I still have to be able to play in time and be consistent. parts were good. Last measure seemed like the tightest. I have a screwed up loop again. All right. 2 more times. Best I played it. Can do a little bit better though. We'll listen to that one though after this take. Sometimes I jinx myself by thinking like, that's going good. That sounds like a drum beat. Let's listen. I think that one is close. That one might just be it without metronome. Here it sounds with metronome. I totally was half listening. Sounded good though. That didn't. So a little flam. So definitely unsteady, but let's take that metronome out. It might be good enough. It is a bad sign though when you hear that you're clicking, dragging. You can tell I'm always rushing that 4 a little bit. That was better. Again, I'm going to quantize those and see if they work. Sometimes I like to be stubborn and like, hey, you know what? I'm fine spending a week on these exercises, but sometimes I'm like, this is ridiculous. I shouldn't have. I picked this song because I love Tom Petty. I picked this song because American Girl, 4th of July, good. But full speed on this one would be a butt kicker for me. All right, beat at the faster tempo is at 70. Yes, beat at 70. Cool. We're just gonna. There's fireworks going off in the background, guys. We're gonna do a couple of these, and yeah, maybe the rain and the humidity has stopped in Michigan, and I'll actually go outside. It's been a little bit warm today, and I've been kind of inside all day. All right, so 70. I'll put metronome back in. 2 and 3 and 4 and. You hear how I like to rush those 16th. It's not even I do like to rush those 16th notes, but also like it launches me forward, and I want to rush those 8th notes too. 1 and a 2 E and 3 and 4 and 1 and a. All right, let's try this out. Well, crap, that was good except for the last measure. I didn't even know that my guy was on there. He must have fell. It's probably been there the whole time. Well, crap, that one was going good. Let's listen. I'm kind of being like, let's listen. Let's listen, and maybe that'll clear stuff up for me, because I felt like the last two were like really close, but maybe just not as tight as I'd like it to be. And that right there felt a little rushed. 2 and 3. Yeah. Start to slow down a little bit. And I do not slow down for long. Yeah, those eighth notes are just off. I had a couple good ones, like a measure, but not consistency. So let's do 1 to 2 more takes. Kind of cutting myself off after that, and then gonna be done. Last measure was the issue. They could have all been bad, but the last one was the worst. I needed to recover, otherwise I'd be like, I left on a pissy moment. Not even pissy, just like, that's too bad. That's too bad. Oh, I didn't remember even stopping on that one. We're gonna do one more. One last one, and then I'm calling it a night. Hope you guys are having a good night. Hope wherever you're at, you're celebrating something. Even if you're not in America, you're celebrating something. Why not? One and 2 and 3 and 4 and... So, sometimes you'll end on a bad note, a sour note, if you will. And that's okay. It was a good frickin' practice. It's almost an hour and a half, and that is a long session for me. So, even though it's not coming together yet, it will. It will. I've made some good progress today. All right, you guys have a good rest. Clearly, I'm tired. All right, you guys have a good rest of your week, or rest of the night. And thanks for checking it out. musicbythemeasurespro.com. We have sheet music resources for sale. We have subscription services. We try to bring a higher quality level of sheet music to the table, I guess. And becoming a member there helps support us here. Or like, comment, subscribe on YouTube. All that good stuff that everyone says because they're supposed to. All right, you guys have a good rest of your day.